go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs, man.
Sometimes the fire, sometimes the fire, sometimes the fire.
Hey, Shooter, you hope I never get back in there. I will kick you.
Sometimes the fire, sometimes the fire.
It's your guy.
What you gotta say to the camera?
Yes, sir.
TP
Waiter Giant.
Knowing is all you want to. We built for this shit. We don't fold, motherfuckers. We don't fucking fold.
Son, y'all gotta do that in this.
Sometimes the fire, sometimes the fire.
It's your guy who is never lying. Sometimes defiant. TP Waiter Giant. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and rocking with me. If you are new to this channel, please make sure that you subscribe. And as you listen to this thinking process that we're going to go through, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and let's just talk about some things real quick. I really want to just keep this short and sweet tonight. It's been a super busy week for me, but like I promised y'all, man, I just go hard. I go hard with it, so I made sure that I wanted to do this live, and yeah, man, yeah, and get to just chopping it up about where we at right now. El Jefe's in the chat, says your TP straight to business, yo. TP, you heard the trade rumors. Yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely heard the trade rumors. We'll talk about that, man. We'll definitely talk about that. But the first order of business is we have the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up. And this is just strange because going into this game, week 8, I mean, what our New York Giant fans are supposed to be looking forward to? What is the expectations? You know what I mean? What are we what is our thinking process? I know mine. I definitely want to know yours. Justin Pullen says, about time we can agree on a sports team. Big game Friday at 8:08. I know it's off topic, brother. Nah, look. I am a New York sports fan for a few other teams. One is because Virginia doesn't have teams. We lack in that area. Like I say, my second home has been New York, and I grasped some of that Yankee energy, living there, and just that's always been a classic team in my head. That has always been something that's been a big deal. So I can't sit here and act like I'm like, a diehard Yankee fan like I am with the Giants. I really don't know much about baseball. You know what I mean? Speaking of baseball, if y'all really want to get into that, my man Jorge from Born for Sports, he says, yo, salute, bro. He's good with the baseball talk. He's a Mets fan, but he still can get you right when it comes to baseball talk. Me, I rock with the Yankees just because, it's the New York thing. El Jefe says, I'm thinking it's going to be a defensive game, but I'm hoping we come out with the win. I hear you, man. I hear you. I know a lot of people right now, they are, just hoping that we tank throughout this thing. Y'all have heard my frustrations. Y'all know how disappointed I am, but I just can't root for a loss, man. I can't go for a loss. That's just not in me. It's not in me. Born for Sports says, I see you rocking with the Yankees. That's cool. My Mets got knocked out, so I'm in mourning. Yo, from what I understand, the Mets weren't even supposed to be there. From my understanding, but let me not talk too much about it because again, I don't I don't baseball is not my world. But this is just shout out to the Yankees for doing their thing, man. I will be tuned into the World Series. It's only right. It's only right. So, hey, man, maybe y'all could help me gain knowledge when it comes to that. But yes, man, back to the topic at hand, man. We have the Steelers. We have the Steelers, and I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I've been tuned into the Steelers a little bit, and it's a little scary, man. It's a little scary because this is a team defensively that is going to test us like I don't think that we've been tested before. This is a defensive team led by Mike Tomlin that a bunch of dogs on defense that is going to fly to the ball, that's going to play aggressive, and just because we have struggled so much offensively, it's hard for me to believe that we are going to get things rocking and clicking this game. Now, of course, I think we have the tangibles to do so, but nothing has shown me that we are going to do it. Like that Eagle game was so big because I feel like, yo, if we are going to really turn things around, if we really going to, put the pressure on this NFC East division, then the Eagle game was where you do it at. But not even the Eagle game. The Bengal game was the perfect time to do that. And we just didn't do it in either game. So it's hard for me to believe that we're going to go against the Steelers and then we're just going to get shit rocking. Now, it's not at MetLife. So maybe, because I said this before, I was kind of against the thought that we just can't play at MetLife. I thought that was just a narrative that was out there, but it seems to be true. It seems to be true. So I mean, look, man, I don't know. Born for Sports says, bro, I'm so confused with the Giants. I couldn't do a post game because I've been angry watching that garbage performance against Eagles again. They better win this week. I feel you, man. I feel you. It definitely is a difficult time for Giants fans, man. None of this shit makes sense. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more because we have to get to the bottom of this, man. We have to get to the bottom of this. DJ is the Terminator says 50-50 chance since it's not at home. Right. Exactly. So I'm not going to sit here and like I said, I'm never going to go into a game thinking it's an automatic loss. But when it comes to the confidence level, the Giants, this team that I love so much, has given me nothing to believe that we're going to go in there and do our thing. DJ the Terminator, man. Giant salute. What's up, bro? How's it going, man? So, yeah, I think this week, man, there's been a lot of talks about trades, about firing and letting go and moving on from certain players and things of that nature. And to be honest with you, we all have our opinions. We all have our thinking process. But what is the answer? What is the answer? Is it Joe Shane? Is it Joe Shane because ultimately he is the head of the head? Pause. But he is the general to this whole thing. He is responsible, as we've seen in Hard Knocks, for the player selections. He is responsible for, I would say, the bad narratives and media that has been put on the Giants, because in hindsight, it seems like the Hard Knock shit was a horrible idea. A horrible idea. At first, I was loving it. But when you put the product on the field that is out there now, Hard Knocks seemed like a terrible idea. We did nothing. We did nothing to counter that, to say that it was a good idea. But that's Joe Shane's doing. And to be honest with you, Hard Knocks was nothing but a Joe Shane show. So for him to put that out there in front of the world, is that the GM that you are confident in? I'm not just gonna, stick to one thing, but I'm throwing it out there. Y'all tell me. Is it Coach Dable? 2022, he won Coach of the Year, and I think it was well deserved. But what has he shown us since then? What has he shown us since then? I personally think that you can't be a head coach and look to blame anything else. I don't believe in that. I think as a head coach, it's your job to whatever cards you were dealt. It's your job to coach that team up and put them in the best position to be successful. I know there's a lot of Daniel Jones hate and slander out there. I know, I get it. But I stand on the hill of you should be able to win games with Daniel Jones. And I think Coach Dable should be able to coach an effective and a clean game to where our record doesn't look the way it is. The play calling has been shaky. He has stripped the play calling away from Kafka. He took over that role for us to do what? What do we have to show for it? So, I mean, listen, in the red zone, I definitely don't like what we're doing offensive play call wise. We're not sticking to the run game. We have a gem and Trayvon Tracy. I'm sorry, and Tracy Jr. So I mean, we're not utilizing them. We're not utilizing our tight ends. You got Theo. You got Bellinger, and we're not utilizing either one of them. We see that the crossing routes, the drags, is something that teams are going to have to struggle with when it comes to this receiving core. And I haven't seen too much of that. We got away from that. What's the fullback name that we got in the offseason? We seen him in one preseason game, and he looked phenomenal. He's not on roster. I don't understand why we are not utilizing that. So there's a lot of things that Coach Dable could answer to when it comes to the offensive schemes that he is putting on this field week in and week out. Everybody knows that it is the most predictable offense known to man. That's a Coach Dable. And I'm not even going to talk about the bullshit ass press conferences that he does week in and week out, where he just continuously bullshits us. I would rather for him not to say a thing than to go up in that podium and bullshit us the way he does. Justin Pullen says the Giants that brought energy against the Seahawks is what needs to happen. Tracy needs to hit that over 100-yard performance again. Facts. That is a big fact. And that is the hard part of Giant, like that is the thinking process of Giant fans. We don't understand why that is not happening. We just don't get it. We don't get it. We see that it works, and then we do away with it. The math ain't mathing, like the lady said. Wavy guy, Giant salute to the wavy guy. He says, defense is looking good, but this offense can't get it going. Offensive line ain't as good as I thought. They can't run block. Shake my head. Yeah, man, last game was rough, man. And going into this Pittsburgh game is going to be even scarier for us if our offensive line performs the same way. Now, I will say our offensive line overall, they've been playing good. But without Andrew Thomas, they have not shown that they are capable of making things happen. Last week was classic Giants offensive line shit. And yes, defense, I don't have too much to down the defense with. I think they are playing the best that they could play to a certain degree. I think they're definitely not the reason on why our record is our record for the most part. But yeah, man, our defense has been lights out. DJ is the Terminator says, that show made me sick to my stomach when they featured their wives and kids. It was like any stupid reality show, and people ate that up. Disgusting. That is a fact, man. I am with you. I am with you 100%. You just basically like made us the laughing stock, but joined it. Like you joined the people laughing at us. In what world does it make sense for you to have your family talk crazy about our QB1 in front of the world to see? It's already bad enough that the media is on their campaign, and everybody else is on their campaign about our QB1. But you as a GM are gonna join it. Where does that? I mean, y'all, please let me know. Where does that make sense? But back to the I guess where we go from here. You know, Daniel Jones. It's been clear this fan base has spoken. They are ready to do away with Daniel Jones. And I've said this before, I say it again. If doing away with Daniel Jones leads us to victories, I am fine with that. I am perfectly fine with that. Understand that. But my problem with that is that I don't look at Daniel Jones as the problem. I just don't. I feel like if you put a head coach on and the head of this team and they coach this football team, I feel like if you get a good head coach, they would show a different outcome to what has been showing now. I honestly believe that. Think about the dominant and good head coaches that are around the league. If you put them on this New York Giant roster, I think that there's a different showing. The narrative that you can't win with DJ, I don't believe that shit. I don't. I'm looking at these games, man. I'm looking at these games. You should be able to put an offense out there that could get you some fucking points on the board. Exiting the game with only 3 points is not just a DJ thing, man. I'm sorry, man. I do not believe that. I do not believe that. Wavy Guy says, when it comes to DJs, his haters say it's not enough. So guess what? The line isn't good enough. And Wandale and Slayton aren't good enough. I'm holding every player to the same standards. Wavy Guy, man, you couldn't have said it any better. You couldn't have said it any better. We mentioned the GM. We mentioned the head coach. We mentioned quarterback play. I mean, the running backs ain't so favorable right now. Receivers, they're not so favorable right now. I mean, there's so much room. I already put the video out where I said, man, there's so much room to do a lot of the blaming. But how do we change that? That is the question. How do we change that? And I honestly think it starts up top. I'm not the one to say that maybe we should fire Joe Shane or fire Coach Dable. That may be the answer. I'm not sure it is. I don't know. Look, if I know something, I know something, and I will tell y'all. If I don't, I don't. I don't know if that's necessarily the answer, but all I do know is what they're doing right now, that shit has to change. It has to change, man. And they are a huge part and the biggest part of the problems that we are having. Myron Scott says, just like with Saquon, if DJ goes to a team that has its shit together, he will flourish. Exactly, man. Exactly. I'm telling you, man, I just see it happening. You put DJ on a well-coached oil machine team or a coach that knows what he's doing, a coach that knows how to understand and knows how to maneuver, knows how to coach, knows how to take what he has and make his strong suits his strong suits. A coach that knows how to put everything together. They will win with DJ, man. Mark my words. Mark my words. And DJ hasn't been as awful as people in the media has been portraying. I'm just telling y'all that, man. I'm sorry. I know that's not what a lot of fans don't want to hear, but I can only keep it real. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve his criticism. I told y'all that Bengal game, he was playing like ass. And I think he was a big part on why we lost that game. Look, I keep it real with y'all. But in the same breath, I can't say that about every game. There's a lot of games that he kept us in. And if certain players did their job, we probably could have had a win on the record board. This is just the truth of it all, man. This is just the analysis of like me watching this every single play, all 4 quarters, dialed in. Like, this is just what it is. A lot of times when you hear that extra shit, it's from people who not. It's from people who are sometimey fans who don't even watch the whole game. How can they give you an opinion or such a strong opinion on something that they don't have any knowledge of? Let's be real. Let's be real about this whole thing, man. DJ is the Terminator said, I followed the Giants for 40 years and will be wearing blue to the grave. But I'm going to be buying another team's jersey, number 8 jersey, and going to support DJ wherever my dog goes. Hey, man, for those who don't know, there's a saying that the New York beloved Giants, we hold dear to our hearts. And there's a saying that we chant with pride. Before I say it, can anybody tell me what that saying is? Can anybody tell me what that saying is about people who leave this team and have to further their career somewhere else? Can somebody please tell me what that saying is, if you know, before I say it? Wavy Guy says, I'm not off on Shane, but I'm getting there with Dable. DJ needs a change of scenery. We failed to build around DJ. We failed to build around Saquon. We failed to continue to build around Eli. Shake my head. I'm with you. I'm with you. I am 1,000% with you. I think I think we definitely need some changes need to be made. I'm not saying that it is DJ's fault to any degree. I think this year is a very unfortunate year when it comes to him. But with that being said, I think it is time to just move on. I think it is time, man. I mean, we need a grenade and we need to blow the building up and start something new, man. A trajectory and something new. We need a new spark, man. We need a new spark. El Jefe says, how do you feel about people saying Bill Belichick should coach the Giants? Hey, man. Hey, man, like that's a great question. That's a great question. The question is, if you are going to get rid of Coach Dable, who are you looking to have? Who are you looking to have? I mean, look. y'all gotta be real, honest with yourselves. You can't just go out there and say, hey, yo, you, head coach of the New York Football Giants. Nah, man, we got to start looking at qualifications in this joint, man. Come on, man. We got to start looking at people that's going to turn this shit around. I don't need another new face, man. If we're gonna make that move, let's get somebody that's going to get the job done. Can Bill Belichick get the job done? I would argue that he's qualified. I don't know, man. I don't know. There we go. DJ is the Terminator. Once a Giant, always a Giant. That's a fact. That's the saying. I was waiting. I was checking y'all knowledge to see where y'all was at. Once a Giant, always a Giant. So if DJ leaves, he goes somewhere else and shines, just like what Odell did, just like what Xavier McKinney is doing. Yo, I believe in that. Once a Giant, always a Giant. I want to see these guys do well. Just not against us, but I want them to do well. I mean, that's just the Giant way. That's me. You know what I mean? My man Maurice Chapman says, you have a Yankee podcast too, bro. Nah, man. I'm just repping, for the Yankees doing their thing, man, making it to the World Series and all of that. So I'm just showing love. That's it. I don't know much about baseball. I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't know much about it, but I'm definitely going to be tuned in, though. I'm tuned in to the World Series. I'll tell you that. Here we go. This is TJ, the Washington Commander representative. Y'all, NFC East Soldiers will be bringing out a show very soon. And I'm kind of dreading that, man, because it's gonna be rough for us, man. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough for me, man. But he says, "Damn, LOL, did you just say move on from DJ?" Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I don't think that DJ is the problem. I do not think that it is DJ's fault on why our record is our record. But I do think that we need a spark. I do think that we need something that is going to put a just a refresher in the building. And I think it is time because I went into the season saying no excuses. I don't care what it is, man. If we can't get the job done, then I'm ready to move on. So I got to keep that same energy. So unfortunately, we're going to have to see DJ shine somewhere else, man. Again, I do not look at him as the problem, and I don't think it's to the fault of his own. But we got to make a move for the betterment of the team, man. We got to make a move for the betterment of the team. Myron Scott says, man, Belichick can't handle these kids. Yeah, but you know what? Can Belichick step into the building and create some type of discipline, man? Can he do that? Can he get into the building and turn shit around? I mean, he was a Giant before also, so I mean, he gets some brownie points with me for that. So, hey, I don't know. I'm not saying he is or isn't the answer, but it's in the air. I mean, let's see. A wavy guy says, I don't think we necessarily need a rebuild. We are clearly a more talented team than we were in 22, so it's tricky. Also, don't believe we are just a quarterback away either. I am the wavy guy. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I am with you. That's why I'm saying I'm not sure if firing Coach Dable or Joe Shane is necessarily the answer. I don't know. I'm telling you, I don't necessarily know right now. But what I do know is some shit got to change. I do know that. There got to be a big change going on in this offseason. Matter of fact, now we got to change the aura of what's going on now. We got to get the funk out the locker room now. Man, it's time to learn. That's a fact. It's definitely time to learn baseball, man. I'm tired of everybody getting hype all around me, and I don't really know what's going on, man. So yeah, I do need to learn a little something. Trench Baby Tato says, I think it is DJ. Well, you gotta look. Tell me how. Tell me how. I mean, we all watched the Eagle game. Tell me in that Eagle game what DJ could have done much more of or much differently when the offensive line was playing the way it did. Tell me how it's DJ when the Cowboy game, you got receivers dropping the ball. You got your coach not being aggressive enough to get you to make plays to get us in the end zone, to put points on the board. Tell me it's DJ when we going against the Commanders and you have your number one wide receiver and Malik Neighbors dropping what could potentially be a game-winning pass. Also, he did it in Dallas too. Also, Wandell did it in Dallas too. That Wandell's done it in a few games. I can't even name them all. Tell me it's DJ when it's DJ that was a big factor on why we won the Seahawks and the Browns game. It was the things that y'all say that he couldn't do that he's shown that he could do. Standing in the pocket, taking hits, pause, feeding Malik Neighbors. There's this narrative now that because Malik Neighbors gets in front of the cameras and the mic saying that he's open, that y'all think that Daniel Jones can't feed Neighbors. When has Daniel Jones all this season had a problem getting the ball to Neighbors? That is not a problem of his. Before he got injured, Neighbors was on the top of the league. He does not have a problem with getting Neighbors the ball. Tell me special teams playing like ass. Please tell me how that's a DJ thing. So make it make sense to me. El Jefe says, what are your feelings? And Kadarius Toney missed a fake injury to get traded to end up a free agent. Yeah, man. Like, look, I do believe in a once a giant, always a giant thing. But when you try to play us and when you try to do us dirty, it's some salt there. It's some salt there. Kadarius Toney didn't do enough for us to where I felt like, you know, I wanted him to do well in a sense of once a giant, always a giant type thing. He didn't really do much for us. Saquon is more of a better example for that. You know what I mean? Saquon has been the face of the Giants for some time. You know, that goes without saying. We know what he did for this franchise. So that's kind of more of a relatable thing. When it comes to Kadarius, it's just like, yo, you end up a free agent, no tears for me. That's what you fucking get. Trench Baby Tato says Banks also. Yeah, man, there's a lot of blame to go around. There's a lot of blame to go around. Marvin Scott, when have you ever seen a team with both kickers hurt? Come on, man. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. All the missed field goals, that's DJ's fault, though, man. For multiple games when he has time in the pocket, he throws the ball behind his receivers plenty of times. Not just this year, but previous years also. Yeah, but I don't agree with that, man. That's not a fact. That's not a fact. That's not a fact. He may throw a ball here and there behind the receiver, here and there, or whatever, and y'all act like it's all the time. And I'm saying this from the standpoint of y'all don't do this shit with the quarterbacks that y'all know and love. Like, I'm a football, like I have the football mind, man. I played the game. So it's like I know it comes with it. You may underthrow sometimes, you may overthrow sometimes, you may throw behind the receiver sometimes, but he's been doing more Daniel Dime shit than that. So like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like AT is injured on behalf of DJ. I mean, come on. You think Deck's not mad at DJ also? Yeah, nah, see, that's just reaching. That's clear reaching right there. AT is injured on behalf of DJ. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. But again, y'all are to the point to where y'all just want DJ going, man, even if it don't make sense. So I get it, man. I get it. Y'all want something new. Not just DJ, but if he makes accurate throws with all the time he has in the pocket, games will be won. Yeah, we watching two different things, Tato. We watching two different things. We watching two different things. There's a reason on why this receiving core leads the league and drops. Like that's not a stat that you could just push to the side. That's a big stat. That's a major stat. I mean, hey, man. I don't want to defend him too much though. I don't want y'all thinking I'm on a campaign. Wavy guy says I'm done with Wandale and Slayton. Slayton, I will continue to root for that guy, but the Giants need to improve. Yeah, man. Yeah, Tony did pull the snake move. Honestly, him being a free agent is karma. Funny thing is, outside of Neighbors, when is the last time you watched a Giants game and said, wow, that was a great catch? LOL. Come on, man. They don't want to hear that though, man. They don't want to hear that. The receivers don't want to hold the receivers accountable for nothing, man. Like, I'm telling y'all, just because the ball is behind them doesn't mean that the receiver is not supposed to catch the ball. I don't know where y'all get that narrative from, man. I'm telling y'all, go watch these good football teams that are out there. Go watch them. You think Lamar ain't throwing the ball behind receivers? Shit. I'm going to send you clips to your Instagram and I'll join back on the next live. Yo, but that's not going to work, bro. That's not going to work. How about we watch like the full game? Let's go play by play. Let's do that. Sending clips to Instagram, that's rookie shit. That's what they try to do to like paint a narrative, bro. You can literally do that with every quarterback in the league. Like, you could literally take all their missed throws, combine them, and say this is the type of play that our quarterback is out there producing with. Unless you watch the game, let's go play by play. Let's go play by play, and then we could see what's what. Lifted One says, "What are your expectations playing the Steelers?" Yeah, man, I'm gonna read this last comment, then we're gonna get into it, bro. We're gonna get into it. I wish we could hear from Pat Shurmur. He seems to be the only one who could release that untapped potential out of DJ. Yeah, man. Look, I'm drained with the DJ talk, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It's like, some people are they just made up their mind, and once their mind is made up, it is what it is. All I'm saying is DJ is not as bad as y'all making it seem, or the media is making it seem, and you definitely can win with him. And I think if coached properly, this record looks differently. This record looks differently. So let's get into it. Real quick. All right, I'm sorry. I know I said that was my last one. This will be my last one. Tato says, so for example, that one play where neighbors pointed to Slayton and DJ threw it behind him. That's a great example. That's a great example. Did you see the slow motion version of that? Did you see when it hit him in both of his palms? Now, it wasn't the best throw. It definitely should have led him, right? I'm not taking away from that. But did you see that it hit Slayton in both palms? In both palms. That's a drop. It's a drop. Like, come on, man. I said this before. Like, imagine us playing in the Super Bowl, right? Eli Manning, game-winning drive, and he throws what some would say is a crazy-ass ball to David Tyree. What if David Tyree doesn't make that play? We're not Super Bowl champions. Receivers have to do their job as well. Receivers have to do their job as well. It's the receiver's job to make these quarterbacks look good as well. They complement each other. I mean, that's just that. But let's get into this game. Last man standing says peace game. Peace King, my fault. Peace Giants family. Giants salute. All right. So Steelers. What I need to see in this game is I would like to see Coach Dable for once. Can he get in his bag for once? For once. Can we get a well-balanced offense? Run game, tight ends, screens, shots down the field. Can we open this playbook up? Crossing routes. Like, can we get there? Can we finally see what Giants fans have envisioned for this offense to be, man? Can we get there? He says that Daniel Jones gives us the best chance to win, to be productive and to win. So what I need from Coach Dable is to act like it. That narrative that's been put out there that there's certain plays that he can't run because of his quarterback is some of the most funniest bullshit I've ever heard. Lay it out there. And so, quiet as kept, your job is on the line, yo. Lay it out there. And if DJ ain't it, show it. But you gotta act like you got something to lose, man. We need Coach Dable that got some balls, bro. We need him going out there playing like he want that shit. Like, that's really what I'm looking forward to seeing, man, out of everything. Also, I promise y'all, man, if there is any effort that has to be questioned on that field, I'm gonna be pissed off. If I see Deonte Banks doing some bullshit where he's giving up on plays or anybody else in that manner, I'm going to be pissed off. I want to see some effort. Fuck the wins and losses at this point. Of course I want to win. Understand what I'm saying? Of course I want to win. But I want some effort, man. I want people going out there playing like they need this win. That's what I want to see. I don't believe in bowing down to nobody. Shout out to Mike Tomlin. He's from the hometown. He's from Virginia. And I know that he's gonna come out there and he's gonna make sure. He is going to make sure that this offensive line is going to be tested. I promise y'all that. I promise y'all that. This offensive line, like I said earlier, I don't even think they have seen a test as good as what they about to see now. And that's just me keeping it real. It's about to be real. But what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna fold? Or y'all gonna try to create something, man? Or y'all gonna try to change the narrative? Or y'all gonna play with some fucking heart? That's what I want to see, man. That's what I want to see. Like, honestly, I'm sick and tired of going into these games knowing that we just gonna do the same old bullshit over and over again, man. I'm tired of that, man. I'm sick and tired of that. That's why when fans was coming to me in the Eagle game talking about, yo, man, I didn't even watch after the second half and all that other stuff because I knew how they was gonna do that. I couldn't even fault them. I couldn't even fault them. Because we going out there and we just lying down. We lying down. This defense, listen, I want all 4 quarters from this defense, man. I want all 4 quarters. I want some turnovers, man. I want some turnovers. I want the defense to go out there with the mindset of, listen, we can control the things that we can control. Let the offense, whatever, they gotta let them handle what they gotta handle. But let's go out there and let's do our thing. That's what I want to see from the defense. I want our defense to go out there and to make Mike Tomlin pissed off. I want to see Mike Tomlin flustered. I want him to say, God damn, these dudes ain't no slouches. Let's get some secondary play going out there. I'm not too impressed by their receivers. Let our secondary have a game. Deontay Banks, I think this is a good matchup for Deontay Banks. Because George Pickens, he doesn't wow me. He doesn't wow me. So Deontay Banks, can you make up for the bullshit that you displayed last week? Giving up on plays and shit? Can we see the dog come out of Deontay Banks? So that's what I want to see, ultimately. Ultimately, that's what I want to see. I want to see Coach Dable for once. Can you keep up? Can you not go out there and look like a fucking fool? Can Mike Tomlin not go out there and put on a masterclass and just clearly outcoach you? Can you show me why we need to keep you? Can you show me that you are an offensive mind? Like you can draw some shit up? Like that, I'm telling y'all, that is my mindset going into this game. That is what I want to see. Another Monday night one. Another Monday night joint. And again, we are not at home. So we will see. We will see. Omega Supreme says, salute TP and the Giant Soldiers in the chat. I'm at work tonight just stopping to hit the like button. I'll catch you on the replay. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Omega Supreme, thanks for stopping by, bro. Appreciate you. Mike G, what up, soldier? Giant salute to Mike G, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for rocking with me. Trench Baby Tato says DeVito a little bit over Jones, in my opinion. Listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but from me to you, that is bullshit. From me to you, that is bullshit. But you're entitled to your own opinion. Wavy Guy says, we passed Pickens for Wandell. That's why I'm off on now. Everybody don't have to be choir boys. This football you need dogs. It took this regimen 3 years to figure that out. Hey, man. Hey, man. I'm with you. I'm with you. Wavy Guy cooking tonight. He cooking tonight. I ain't mad at you. Trench Baby Tato says Banks is cooked, no bull. Yeah, man. I honestly, I've said this before. I'll say it again. I don't think Banks is a number one, man. I don't look at him as a CB1. But when you lined up against like a George Pickens, I definitely see where he could do his thing, man. I definitely see it where he could have a good game versus George Pickens. I definitely see that. So, look, man, y'all look. A lot of the dudes on the roster, man, y'all could shut a lot of people up, man. Y'all could shut a lot of people up. I mean, it's really the ball is in your court. So the things that people are saying about a lot of y'all, you have the withal to change the narrative. It's not our fault, man. That's not our fault. When people are saying, "Oh, the Banks is open," don't get mad at the people for speaking the truth, man. That's a fact. 2 up, 2 down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Purple and Gold Ball says, let's effing go, TP. Giant salute to Purple and Gold Balls. Look, man, Vikings. I said this again last show. I know y'all didn't pull it out versus the Lions, but damn, that was a good game, man. Damn, that was a good game. And that was some warrior shit that I was hoping for us to experience versus the Eagles. That's what happens when rivals clash. Not just one team just folding, laying down. So y'all got a good thing going over there, man. I see y'all from afar, and I do hope that y'all do y'all thing, man. Omega Supreme says, per John Mara on local media sites, Giants owner says GM and head coach are safe from firing. We are not making any changes. Hey, man. Hey, if he's making statements like that, expect to see him next year. Expect to see both of them next year. If that's the statements that he's putting out there, I don't see a firing coming. Last Man Standing says, I had mentioned Brian Dable, past coaching experiences, and the numbers speak for themselves. And someone said, what does that have to do with Daniel Jones' play or being inconsistent? Really? Yeah, man. Hey, look, like I said, some people have their mind made up with Daniel Jones, man. If I'm not even gonna get into that because I'm honestly, man, I'm drained from the Daniel Jones talk. I'm drained from it, and it's much bigger than that. Like I said, and the video that I just posted, it's much bigger than that. Rocky Hendricks says DJ so bad he went Minnesota. I don't even know what that means. But yo, Rocky is actually a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I know he's feeling confident right now. I know he's looking, like this is an easy dub. And I can't rebuttal anything to that. But message to my Giant squadron out there. This is the position that y'all put me in. Like, please show me that there is some type of ounce of smarts and heart on this team, man. Please. I know this week there's been also a lot of talks and discussions about trades. Darius Slayton, Aziz, I know Jalen Hyatt, but you know, I don't picture his stock being so much out there at this point. And here's the thing. I think if we are going to decide to trade these individuals, we need some compensation, man. We need some compensation. I don't want to get rid of Darius Slayton or Aziz for no bullshit. Give me a second round at least for both of them. For both of them. Like, you got to understand, man. What Aziz adds to this roster as far as the depth piece is concerned is a gem. It's a gem. And if we want to replace that, it's going to have to be for something. Because somebody said it earlier. We're not in no complete rebuild type of stage, man. There's some shit that we could take from this team and build off of it. Same thing with Darius Slayton. He's shown a lot of potential. I mean, the drops are a problem, but he also shown and has shown what he could do in this league. And when he's on his shit, he can be a number two. He can be a number two. So we need to, if we're deciding to trade a Darius Slayton, we need to trade with that in mind. So I know there's been a lot of trade talks. A lot of it, who's to tell if there's some truth to it, and who's to say if that is just some narratives that's being sprinkled around, man. I know Viking fans, for some reason, they done slip, tripped, and bumped their head because they think we trading Dexter Lawrence. Y'all out of y'all damn minds, man. Dear Viking fans, that ain't happening. And it is comical. Every time I see a Viking fan even talk about that, it is hilarious. We are not trading Dexter Lawrence. So y'all maybe need to do your Googles on who Dexter Lawrence is, but y'all are tripping. Y'all are tripping. The only way I could see y'all possibly getting a chance to get Dexter Lawrence is y'all coming off of Justin Jefferson and y'all coming off of Addison. Or y'all coming off of Justin Jefferson and y'all coming off a first rounder or the second rounder. Like, we need some steep shit like that. We ain't doing y'all are hilarious. So again, the narratives is out there. I don't know who's to say what is what. Tato says he's so bad you don't know what that means. That's how bad DJ is. He can't get us points, and he hasn't won prime time and keeps losing at home. Dude isn't him, even with the motivation at home stadium. Yeah, you're right. That's a DJ thing. DJ is the one who can't win, not the Giants. It's DJ. Look, man, I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you with this DJ argument. I've said all I needed to say, man. I said all I needed to say. You are definitely entitled to your opinion because the truth of the matter is we have a losing record. So the fact that I know I am right doesn't do anything for me. All right? I like to be right and winning. I'm right and losing. So I don't get anything out of it. So you got it, bro. Hey, look, DJ's the worst quarterback to ever play, man. Let's get rid of him. Let's throw him in a dungeon. And I'm pretty sure if we put a new quarterback on this team, we're going to go undefeated. There you go. Myron Scott. Man, Aziz got 5 sacks. We should keep him. That's what I'm saying, man. Aziz ain't nothing to sneeze at. He ain't nothing to sneeze at. So if we're going to get rid of him, let it be for something. Let it be for something. But I want to hear from y'all, man. I mean, what is the mindset and how do y'all feel going into this game? Because I know this Eagle game took a lot out of us, man. It took a lot of momentum out of this fan base, out of this locker room. I know heads are down, man. A lot of people are down and out about this squad, and it's only week 8. That is super unfortunate. But what can you really expect from a team that has continuously shown us that when it's time to make things happen, we don't get the job done? So what can you expect going into this game? What would you like to see? I said my piece. I mean, come on, man. Come on, because I know I've heard some people say that they don't see a win like at all for the rest of the season. Now, do I think that's a little dramatic? Yes, but I don't blame them. I also don't blame them. We are finding ways week in and week out on how to lose games. So, I mean, that's it, man. That's really what I want out of this game. I just want us to get into our bag for once, man. For once. And this Steelers team is a good football team, man. Like, record aside, they're classic Mike Tomlin Steelers. You know, you got some dogs. They're gonna be very physical. And if you go out there on that soft shit, giving up and halfway doing it and not bringing the energy, and it's at their place. I forgot their stadium name. It's not Heinz Field no more, but whatever it is, it's there. If y'all gonna go in there half-assing, it is going to get ugly quick, and it's going to be another embarrassing primetime game. So that's just the reality of it. That's the reality of it. But don't get it twisted. I'm rooting for a win. So, I mean, all in all, man, that's all I got, man. That's all I really got for y'all. Look, like, comment. If you are new, make sure you subscribe. Subscribe to this channel. All right, hop on this journey with me. I can't express this enough, man. We gonna turn this shit around, man. We're gonna turn this shit around. I can't tell you when. I can't finger point that. But I'm telling you, it is going to be so bittersweet, man. Like, it is gonna feel so good. And it's gonna feel so good when we get back to our giant shit. When we get back to what we do. Right now, it is just the growing pains, man. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But we got to march forward, heads up high, chest out. And it starts here. Let's go. It's still a game. That's why that's just the reality of the situation, man. That's it. Giant salute to each and every one of you. And until next time, I will be live right after the game, after our Monday night joint. I will be live. So make sure y'all tap back in, and we're gonna talk about our win versus Pittsburgh. Peace, y'all.
A rock don't move from a pebble. We don't cruise with the devil. We don't lose, we don't settle. Hard as heavy metal, but it's smooth as the trouble that take you to that level that we ball on. We stand tall on, but never fall on. You can call on, get up off the floor, strengthen up your core. The mind is never poor. We shine like the sun of prime. Call it Shador.